You look like you need to be taken care of. You look like you need to go to the dentist. You need to look like you need to brush your teeth. You look like you need hygiene. You look like you need help. Tell your man 50 send you an ounce or something, yo.
Yeah. Lit. Jay-Z will never take you to a party like this.
So I knew I was okay. He sold 11 million records. And he had deals with Jay-Z and them, but Jay-Z ain't going to never. Dude, I always tell him all the time, Jay-Z ain't treat you like this.
Oh, he definitely like playing. You know, this nigga.
Jay-Z might not even say hard as all.
So we just, had a...
Jones just messed with the wrong one, and Uncle Murda ain't letting that fly. Jim tried to clown Tony Yayo for saying 50 Cent takes better care of his people than Jay-Z, but that joke backfired hard. Uncle Murda, who's been tight with both the Rockefeller and G-Unit camps, jumped in and started keeping it real. The internet went wild because Murda didn't hold back one bit. He said 50's been feeding his day ones for years, keeping his circle tight, pockets full, and loyalty unshakable. Meanwhile, when it comes to Jay-Z, once you stop being useful, that Rock Nation brunch invite disappears real quick.
Yeah, Jay don't look out
for Bleak like Fib look out for you.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I just want to clear that up. Hov don't have to.
And then he said he eat his home halal.
You know what I mean?
All right, okay.
I'm chewing halal on my own.
He eats on his own. I eat on my own too.
Right.
I go on my own tour. I just came off tour.
Right.
When have you seen Bleak on tour? On his own. Jay-Z is not a bad guy. Bleak is not a bad guy. I'm not saying. I'm saying to you that Jay-Z was all business with them niggas. When Buck up on his taxes, 50 a piece or more. When Prodigy bought a house and needed more money, 50 a piece or more. Prodigy are paying back. The thing with 50 is, it was business and we was friends. I don't feel like Bleak was Jay-Z friend. I don't feel like Young Guns was Jay-Z friend. It came to a point where 50 was helping Siegel.
Fans online started saying Jay runs things like a coal corporation. No love, no loyalty, just contracts and business deals. But with 50, it's about loyalty, respect, and family. So let's rewind to where this all started. Tony Yayo sat down in an interview and dropped some heavy truth that fans couldn't ignore. He said Jay doesn't really look out for his people the way 50 does. According to Yayo, 50 always made sure his crew was straight, flying them out, putting them on stage, giving them TV shine, and cutting them in on money moves. And all 50 ever asked for in return, loyalty. But the moment Jim Jones stepped in, that's when things got real messy. During a convo with Memphis Bleak, Jim Jones started firing off shots at Tony Yayo, calling him broke and claiming he's still eating off 50 Cent's name. That's when Uncle Murda jumped in swinging hard and dropped a line that shook the whole internet. Nah, Jay got business partners, but 50 got brothers.
A lot of, me from the hood, so people look at Bleak and don't understand the business he's doing. They always look at Jay like, oh,
Yeah, that's why. That's why you got like Yayo talking about, Jay don't take care of it.
That bar hit deep because it exposed a cold truth. Jay might build empires, but 50 builds loyalty. Murda wasn't just riding for 50. He was exposing the difference between corporate love and real street loyalty. The streets went crazy after that, and suddenly everyone picked a side. Some said Jim crossed the line for disrespecting Yayo, while others felt Murda just reminded the world who the real boss in this game is.
But the nigga showing up next to down, that's an indication to me he might have some feelings towards me. That is just everywhere I got an issue. He show up around me. So I mean, you don't get music, because the music ain't usually my motivation. My morals come off the curb. So if you see a nigga keep being around nigga, when he come around, how your antennas go off. So he in a position where he might feel like he did. But he ain't dead yet.
50 keeps his crew close because they earned that spot from day one. Loyalty means everything to him. Uncle Murda and Tony Yayo made that clear in a recent interview. They even talked about how Jay-Z never showed Murda the kind of love 50 did. Yayo said it plain. 50 never forgot who was with him when he was broke, hustling, and had nothing. Those same people stayed solid, so now he's making sure they shine right beside him. But here's where it gets spicy. The internet's completely divided on this one. Some folks are backing Jim, saying Yayo still lives off 50's name and that Jay-Z doesn't need to flex his generosity online like 50 does. They argue that just because Jay ain't posting receipts doesn't mean he's not helping people quietly behind the scenes.
I don't need Jay to go on tour.
Yo, smoke hard coke,
Yo, chill. Yo, chill.
You look like you need to be taken care of, nigga. You look like you need to go to the dentist. You need to look like you need to brush your teeth. You look like you need hygiene. You look like you need help. Tell your man 50 send you an ounce or something, yo.
You do need
You
that
might
help.
need
That's
2
why-
ounces.
That's why
Paid
you
in full
looking
move. I got a G for every bump in your face. I promise you that.
That's
I
a
promise
fact.
you that.
Why you worried about
Peon, you broke. You know
See?
I got it.
But on the flip side, way more people are dragging Jim for jumping into a beef that had nothing to do with him. One person online went off saying, Jim Jones running his mouth like he ran when somebody put hands on him. Another fan kept it blunt saying, we all know Jimmy doing the most just to stay relevant. Then another wrote, Jim said he better than Yayo. Enough said. The comment section's on fire right now. People are picking sides, and it's getting messy fast. Now, let's get into that killer line from Uncle Murda. Jay got business partners, but 50 got brothers. That wasn't just slick wordplay, that came straight from real-life experience. Uncle Murda's time with Rockefeller was short, barely a year, before he linked up with G-Unit. And once he did, he saw firsthand what real loyalty looks like.
Instagram comments, because these people are made to break you. They want to break artists. They want to break you. Nobody believe you. I was in 50 crib, no roaches and all that. We in a little spot, small spot. Nobody believed in that. He playing Get Rich or Die Trying already in the crib. He had half that done. Like, all right. Once this go off, looking like everybody get confused because they don't think that your dream is gonna come.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta, you know what I mean? That's why I respect him, because we have more of an assist. We have 50 Cent.
50 doesn't keep people around for convenience. He puts them in position to win. He teaches his crew how to move smart, make money the right way, and stay solid no matter what. Yayo's been riding with 50 since those early mixtape grind days, and after all these years, 50's still making sure his people are getting booked on global stages. It's not just about the jets, the suites, or the designer fits with 50. It's about building wealth and legacy. Tony Yayo even revealed that 50 taught him how to manage money, invest wisely, and stay financially stable for life.
So I knew I was okay. He sold 11 million records. Even motherfucker, he had deals with Jay-Z and them, but Jay-Z ain't going never. Dude, I always tell him all the time, Jay-Z ain't treat me like this.
Oh, he definitely like playing, you know, this.
Jay-Z might not even say hard as all.
So we just, the party we was just at in Miami with the Kardashians, Serena Williams, and everybody. We just finished performing. Great time, right? First thing my man here want to say, yeah, lit. Jay-Z will never take you to a party like this.
You might get invited.
Nah, I don't get invited.
I respect Jay-Z. I respect.
And get this. Uncle Murda said he bought his first house after signing with 50. That's not just loyalty, that's leadership. When Murda linked up with G-Unit, everything changed. 50 didn't just toss him a verse or a quick cosign. He opened real doors, plugged him into business moves, and made sure his name stayed hot in the streets.
One thing about Fifth, he always was just like tight with his money. Eminem, tight with his money. So you learn to kind of save instead of spending. 50 encourages, yo, you get money, go get a house. That's like Uncle Murda, he's down with us now. He was signed to Jay-Z. He got his first house being down with us.
Right.
He gave me my first Jacob watch and 50 said, yo, don't forget, blow your head off for it. See, 50 he was ahead of his time. That's what people didn't understand.
That's what separates 50 from the rest. He doesn't treat his people like disposable workers. He treats them like family. Once you're solid with him, you're solid for life. His whole empire is built on loyalty, not contracts, not clout, real connection. But when you look at Jay-Z's circle, that energy feels different. Jay moves like a straight-up CEO running a billion-dollar empire where everything is business and nothing is personal. Every move is strategic. Every relationship is transactional. You're in the circle when the deal benefits both sides, and once it doesn't, you're out. No emotions, no explanations, just silence. Look at the pattern. It's been the same story for years. Dame Dash, Kanye West, Beanie Siegel all played major parts in Jay's rise to the top, and one by one, he cut them loose and never looked back. It's like once you're no longer part of the brand, you just vanish from the blueprint. And it didn't stop there. Remember Jazzo, the man who literally put Jay on? Jazz was mentoring him before the world even knew the name Jay-Z. But once Jay hit the peak, everything shifted. He switched lanes and left Jazz in the dust. Streetwise, that bond should have been forever, but fame and money flipped the script completely.
What was your relationship like with Jay-Z? Who were you to him?
Well, basically, I was his right-hand man. You know what I mean? Beyond that, we was brothers. For him not to even give me time. Even to act like he didn't know me. You know what I'm saying? For all that I sacrificed, all that my people sacrificed, you know, all that my family sacrificed. You know, I never knew that it'd get to this. Even label me with some statements or some snitching statements. I think that's about the utmost disrespect.
It is, especially streetwise.
Streetwise.
Yeah.
Then there's DeHaven, one of Jay's oldest friends from the Marcy Projects. This man helped Jay in the early days, kept him close, and looked out long before the spotlight ever hit. But when Jay went full corporate, it's like DeHaven never existed. DeHaven even came out publicly saying Jay lied on his name, called him a snitch, and completely turned his back. And when he was asked about his friendship with Jay, the pain in his voice said everything. Who was I to him? I guess I was just useful until I wasn't. That line hit deep. It showed exactly how cold the business can get when loyalty takes a back seat to power. So when Uncle Murda dropped that line, Jay got business partners, but 50 got brothers. It wasn't just a bar, it was truth. Jay moves like a sharp businessman, strategic, calculated, always thinking about the brand. But loyalty, that's not part of the plan. People call Jay powerful and corporate, but never loyal. With 50, it's the total opposite. His loyalty runs deep straight back to day one. The same crew that hustled with him in Queens is still right there beside him. And if someone's missing from that circle, it's not because 50 switched up, it's because they did. That's the real difference. Jay builds boardrooms, 50 builds brotherhoods. He never forgot who held him down when nobody else would. When fame hit, he didn't ditch his people for industry faces. He brought his real ones with him. That's why after all these years, you still see Yayo, Banks, and Uncle Murda beside him, because they're not employees, they're family. 50 doesn't just invest money into his people, he invests belief. He gives them platforms, plugs them with producers, and teaches them how to flip that street grind into real income. Fans point out that 50 doesn't hand out favors. He equips his crew to win on their own. He's not babysitting anyone. He's helping them build their own legacies. Meanwhile, when it comes to Jay-Z, people online keep saying he's always played chess, not checkers. Every move is calculated, every connection strategic. His relationships are business, beneficial, but rarely personal. And the moment something doesn't fit that billion-dollar image, the bond just fades away quietly. Jay's still respected as a business genius, no doubt, but even his fans admit it's lonely at the top when your empire's built on deals instead of devotion. Fans keep comparing G-Unit to Rock Nation, and the difference is crazy. When G-Unit links up, it feels like a brotherhood reunion. Real laughs, real love, real loyalty. But when Rock Nation shows up, it's like a corporate mixer. Everyone suited up, checking watches, keeping small talk short, and that's exactly what Uncle Murda meant when he said 50 builds brothers, not just brands. Even insiders say that 50's loyalty is the reason his respect still runs deep in the game. Across the industry, rappers, actors, producers, they all say the same thing. If 50 rocks with you, he's rocking with you for real. That kind of loyalty is rare in a game where most people switch sides the second money hits the table. What's wild is 50's loyalty isn't just emotional, it's strategic. He's proven time and time again that taking care of your people actually strengthens your empire. Every move he makes, TV, music, or business, somehow loops in that same loyal circle that's been with him since day one. When 50 launched Power, he made sure his day ones ate too, giving them acting roles, production credits, and real Hollywood connects. Then, when BMF hit the screens, he brought in familiar faces from his come-up, the same people who helped shape his story from the block to the big screen. That's why folks still call him one of the realest in entertainment, and it's not just talk, there are receipts. Fans point out that Tony, Yayo, and Uncle Murda are still touring worldwide because 50 keeps them booked and active, even beyond music. 50 plugs his people into movie deals, podcasts, and touring opportunities. It's like he doesn't just chase success, he shares it. That's a rare mindset in an industry built on ego and competition. Meanwhile, the internet's been blowing up comparing how 50 treats his crew versus how other moguls treat theirs. Some users joke that being in the 50 circle is like having lifetime job security, while others say being around Jay-Z feels like an unpaid internship. Good until the networking stops. That joke hit hard online. Because under all the laughs, there's some real truth. Both men represent two totally different kinds of power. Jay-Z's all about silence, strategy, and exclusivity. He moves like a chess master, building empires with precision. But 50, he leads through connection, loyalty, and shared wins. That's why people still rally behind him today. One values privacy, the other values presence. And that's why fans stay locked in with 50, because he doesn't just talk loyalty, he lives it. That's exactly what Uncle Murda and Tony Yayo keep saying. This debate ain't about who's richer, it's about who's realer. Every time 50 puts his people on, another show, another deal, another tour, he's reminding the whole industry that success hits different when your whole team's eating with you. So yeah, Jay might run the boardrooms, but 50 runs the hearts of his crew and his fans. That's why this debate blew up so fast. It's bigger than hip hop. It's about the difference between business and real love. But now I gotta ask, whose side are you on? Are you rocking with 50's loyalty or Jay's strategy? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm reading every one of them. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and share it with your crew. Stay tuned. There's way more truth coming your way. See you in the next one.